Now, for a bold conversation on mental health and addiction, Elago Nantana. Now, Republican's front page zooms in on Elago Nantana, who will complete his walk of about 380 kilometers from Otavi to the Helao-Nafidi border post at Oshikango on Saturday. He is walking to draw attention to raising awareness of mental health among men and the importance of faith and support to face challenges. Last year, Elago walked 1,919 kilometers in 93 days from Oraniamund to Divundu to raise awareness among men. After completing the walk, I became concerned about the high suicide rate in the Hoangwena region and decided to walk again this year. As I walk, I talk to the men, especially about suicide, depression, and anxiety. I give them hope and motivate them. People are motivated when they see someone doing a selfless act.
Hey, family. We have arrived in Grootfontein. I'm just here to tell you guys that don't commit suicide. You see, this is brotherhood. There's always faith, there's hope. Don't be there depressed thinking no one cares, no one worries. You see, as I walk, my brothers, they always come and support. They are telling you that, my brother, as you are walking, you are inspiring a nation, a generation, a country. My brothers, yeah. I'm telling you, God is telling you that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Family. So I covered 200 kilometers from Ketmansov. My brothers and sisters, it is possible. Tell the men in your life not to commit suicide, not to be under depression and anxiety and hopelessness and be spiritually blind. They must wake up in the spirit and challenge themselves spiritually in the physical. In the physical, all things are possible, my brothers. Don't give up hope. Jesus Christ is King and He is Lord, and He will strengthen you all the time.
Family. Good morning. So this is my story. So family, welcome. I'd like to thank MTC for an opportunity like this to connect with men today. So I just came from a 321 kilometer walk of 11 days. That's my third walk, and I had one last year, which was 380 kilometers from Otavi to Ohangwena, which is Oshikango, and then my first walk was from Oranjemund to Katima Mulilo. Why did I do this? Tell the man next to you that you are your brother's keeper. Why did I start with this whole mental health work? Maybe some people have never seen somebody that committed suicide. Maybe you have never seen a neighbor that is crying because a son committed suicide. Maybe you have never engaged with a man that says that my wife left me, I'm going to kill myself. Maybe you have not yet sat with somebody who's telling you that, my brother, I'm addicted to drugs. I don't know how to let go of drugs. Maybe you have not yet sat with somebody that will tell you that, my brother, I am addicted to alcohol. I don't know how to let go of alcohol. Maybe you have not yet sat with somebody that says, my brother, I am addicted to sex. How do you help a brother? This is the journey that I have walked on. Family, when I started these journeys of mental health, I was an alcohol addict. I was a pornographic addict. I was a party animal. I was a club owner. I loved clubs back in the days. Back in the days, we used to run a place called LQ, and this is where it all started. And then at the age of 29, I found myself in a life crisis where I was thinking that, what is happening with me? Because in those days, I was only followed by fear. I had no purpose in life. I had no direction in life. I had no meaning to life. Until one day in 2017, March the 11th, I made a decision. I was attending Gaza's birthday party at News Cafe. And then when I got home, I decided that, no, I'm done with this life. I will no longer drink alcohol. I will no longer watch pornography. I will no longer do drugs. I will no longer go out and be the person that I am. And I will no longer have sex. It's a decision I made on the 12th of December. I'm telling you, celibacy is possible. I will tell you now. Now, I'll dive deep that you need to understand that life is spiritual more than it is physical. Let me tell you, there are 5 boys at the age of 10. 1 at the age of 10. Everything now is spiritual. 1 at the age of 10 was introduced to pornography at the age of 10. I'll say the spirit of pornography entered into that person. And then 1 at the age of 10, his uncle introduced him to alcohol. And then we can say the spirit of alcohol entered into that person. And then the 3rd one, while he was still in his mother's belly, the father used to beat that mother. But when this child was born, he was already born in an environment of violence. So the spirit of violence, of masculinity, of fights, of anger already entered into that man. And then the one at the age of 10, his friend said, come, steal from your mother's space. And the spirit of stealing entered into him. Now, when his mother asked him, my son, did you steal my money? The son says, no, mother, I did not steal. So the spirit of lying entered and the spirit of stealing entered. Now let's fast forward to the age of 30. How long is this young person who was introduced to pornography at the age of 10, is the spirit of pornography in that person? You see, we are looking at 20 years. This man is battling an addiction of pornography. How long is this person who was introduced to alcohol at the age of 10? This person is struggling with alcohol for 20 years at the age of 30. Now at the age of 30, everyone looks at this man and they are like, you, J. Drengnet buyer, you are just watching pornography. You are just into sex. But they have no idea where it all started. Now, when we say life is spiritual, as the men are laughing and saying, you cannot be away from sex, let me tell you something. Marriage is not the ring that you see on the finger. Marriage is not the ring. Marriage is not the document that you sign in court. That only binds your properties. Marriage, this ring, only displays in public that you are taken. Marriage is when you encounter sex with someone. When you have sex with one woman, you have married that woman. Some of you lost your virginity at 10, and you end up sleeping with 100 women. How many people were you married to? Let that sink in a little bit. So when we say life is spiritual, here you have an idea. You want to put up a service station, let's say a service station in Rocky Crest. You have that idea, it is yours. And then you had an engagement with a woman, you had a woman, you married her. And then the next morning, that idea in you is gone. Next year, another man builds that exact service station that you wanted to build. In the realms of the spirit, it is a marketplace. People are stealing from one another. How? When Cain and when Jacob and Esau, they are brothers. But Esau lost his birthright through words of mouth. Just saying, yes, I agree. Now, when you go to a girl and you ask her out, you tell her, I want you to be my girlfriend. And she says, yes. It's an agreement, nothing written. Now, while you are at the club and you are drunk, somebody will come to you and say, hey, my bro, jou geld is my geld. And you say, yeah, my gazi, daar is nie fout nie. You have given away your whole wealth to someone just with your mouth. The power of the tongue is very powerful. So when we come and look at addictions, addiction is a serious thing. It affects almost everyone. All men, if not all, majority are affected by pornography. How? It is a childhood trauma. A number of people, the Gen Zs that we are looking at, some people that are suffering with mental health issues. How were these people formed? When a child was brought into this world, was there any love? Was there any communication? Was there any planning? Or was it just a one-night stand outside Ladidas? And a child is formed. What kind of spirits entered into the womb of the mother? Family, life is spiritual. Don't take it lightly. The reason why I celebrated not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, not 4 years, not 5 years, not 6 years, 7 years, I can do it by faith. When you see me walking, inspiring men, when you see me walking, inspiring men, this body has not lost its vitality. It did not lose its energy. It did not lose its power. There is no alcohol in this body. There is no spirits in this body. That's why I can walk so many kilometers and people will wonder, how? Where do you sleep? There is no fear in me. So I'm able to speak to any man going through any situation. When we say we are our brother's keepers, there are a lot of men suffering right now. Even as we sit here, everyone is affected by a sort of addiction. But to deliver yourself from addiction, you need to acknowledge it first. I needed to acknowledge myself that I'm addicted to pornography and I don't know how to stop it. I needed to acknowledge it that I'm addicted to alcohol. I needed to acknowledge it. And then I needed to speak to someone who will help me. After that, I needed to look in the spirit. Whether you are a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever spiritual realm you choose to walk with, you need to align yourself with a spiritual reality. That is the only way that you can overcome some of these addictions. Because life is spiritual. Family, when you go through mental health challenges, it's all about how you think, how you deal with one another, how you come to work. When you hear your wife passed on, when you hear your child died, when you hear that your wife has dumped you, how will you react? How will you come to work and focus? How will you be able to engage with one another? Family coming out of addiction is possible. All things are possible with Christ. So anything that you think it is hard, there is always a solution. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to seek for help. Don't be afraid to go to your wellness officers. Don't be afraid. As men, you are your brother's keeper. Let's keep each other. Let's inspire one another. Let us create a Namibia of men. Not of male, but men. Because not every male is a man. Let us create a nation of men. Thank you.
Oh, you can do better than that. Give it up for Elago Nantana. And now we have the distinguished Mr. Lloyd Bock, a champion for boy-child rights and a dedicated community development expert.